I started sewing as a child, and I started with hand embroidery, and I was sewing on a sewing machine by the time I was about 10. And then by the time I was 12, I started sewing clothes and made everything I wore after that. My first mistake with sewing machines was to buy a competitor's machine. I worked for a department store and I got a discount on the machine. So I bought that and I sewed on it for 33 years, wishing I had a Bernina. My sister, on the other hand, bought a Bernina. So when my machine broke, she helped me get my first Bernina. But I had known about Bernina and had had regrets for 30 years. When I finally started sewing with the Bernina, I discovered that I had a consistent stitch, I had better results. I especially like the BSR because I do machine quilting, and it just, and the ability to make a good tension adjustment. Not always have pop-ups or pop-downs. I like the electronic nature of the buttonhole. Finally, I got a nice looking buttonhole. Some of those really nice things. In fact, I discovered that I had been sewing with a crooked foot for 30 years, and I had learned to compensate for that crooked foot. And it was so nice to have a straight foot. A few things like that. Quality and consistency. I can trust the Bernina products. In fact, I do a lot of teaching, and I just heave a sigh of relief when my students walk in with the Bernina, because I know I'm not going to spend my whole time trying to make their machines work in the class. I enjoy the education, being able to learn, being able to continue in my skills, but I love to share it. I loved when they ask, what sewing machine do you use? I say, well, I recommend a Bernina because, and then I start listing the advantages, and that's fun. And you know what, one of the things I do in my classes is when I have a machine that will not work, I just put them on my Bernina. I take it to every class, and there are a lot of people who change.